So in this video, we're looking at a seated machine single leg curl. Now, a movement like this is a great way to just change up what would be the normal leg curl pattern that we're potentially doing and learn how to, say, contract in this range of motion or this particular pattern with one leg at a time as opposed to two. Most leg curls setup is very different. This one in particular duals up as a leg extension and a leg curl, so it's got multiple different levers and stuff like that that we can play around with. Typically, like most machines like this, we just want to make sure that the back position at first is set up here so that when I go between this motion, it doesn't get in the way of my sort of end range position here looking at knee flexion. So I want to disrupt that as little as possible. If I were to set this up too close, I'd probably get to a point here where I wouldn't be able to go any further because of the machine setup, but I would probably be able to go further if I was thinking of the actual range of motion of my knee, okay? This guy here, we set it quite high because this is our starting position where we have the knee out pretty straight. So that's just an adjustment here. And then the pad as well, as close to the heel without sort of falling off of the foot, especially as we go to curl down. We don't want it to sort of roll excessively towards the heel and sort of lose contact where we might lose some power as well. So close to what would be sort of like the Achilles of the ankle in terms of your setup, okay? Plate loaded, so just make sure you set up a relevant weight for what is a single leg motion, so it's probably gonna be a little lighter than you normally go for. Set both legs up, and then from here, usually you've got this pad as well to sort of set down so that it rests at the top of the thighs and sort of keeps you in position so that your legs aren't moving excessively up and down as you go through the range of motion. This one, I'm just gonna drive it down so that I have a good setup. And then from here, what we need to do is, because we're not using one leg, we kind of just have to keep that leg up, or we have to just make sure that as it follows, it doesn't contribute to the actual curling motion itself. So you don't have to keep it out dead straight like this, but we do want to make sure that as we come up, we're not, say, like eccentrically loading with two legs, making it easier. We do want to do our best to sort of keep it entirely out of the way as we go through the range of motion, okay? Now, in terms of the actual setting up, certainly if this is a good challenging weight, we do need to brace a little bit with our trunk. We need to squeeze our handles here and sort of drive them down just to create a little bit more stability and summon a lot more strength with that sort of level of irradiation that we go for with the rest of the body. But set the feet, you can see here, maybe typically more narrow than we would set up in terms of a normal leg curl. And then from here, pretty simple, just like we have with our double leg, we sort of curl down with one side. Okay, trying to get full range of motion, really feeling that end range contraction, going as far as we possibly can, pausing potentially, and then slowly coming back. You'll do all your reps on the one side, you'll take a second, reset again, and now we focus on the left side. Good controlled tempo, nothing rushed, nothing out of position, really staying braced and engaged throughout the entire range as we go through, okay? Very simple motion and very useful in terms of how we might utilize it in different stages of our training cycle, depending on what stage we are in the year or depending on sort of our goals with our training as well, okay? So any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video as well, share it if you'd like as well, and subscribe to the page if you want to see more videos like this in the future, all right? I'll see you soon, folks.